Brian Michael Bendis, Ram V, David Marquez, and Zumbado continue their super team stories as the Justice League manage to make it back to their Earth, but Naomi feels the pull of her world is stronger now than ever, as the Justice League Dark know where Merlin is going, but finding Atlantis will be harder than they thought. Brian Michael Bendis finishes up Naomi's world exploration portion of his story for now, with it being picked up in a few issues time as Naomi gets formally inducted into the Justice League and Black Adam gets some cool character development throughout the issue. He's obviously being made into a hero because of The Rock's upcoming movie, but I like that it's no sudden change. He's just not a full-blown hero one issue, and he's wrestling with the idea despite Superman and others telling him that he can be one of the greatest heroes ever. The one thing that Bendis explores here really well and has been done in other DC books in the past is the pull, and the concept of the pull, which is when a character learns about the multiverse, they find themselves pulled towards it to help everyone in the multiverse because they're heroes. It's a wonderful little concept, and Bendis explains it really well, especially if people don't know what it exactly is, and it applies to Naomi here in a great way, and it makes sense since that's all she wants to do is help people and help her world. Ram V meanwhile continues his exciting magical adventure and again gets super meta with it by having the characters actually leave the script of the comic in a really neat way to transition from one location to another, as well as continue the story and get them out of a tough situation. On top of the Merlin and Elnara storylines, we also finally touch base with Dr. Fate and him trying to fix his helmet, a leftover from when Justice League Dark actually had its own book. And I like that while at first it doesn't seem all too connected to these other plots, it then ends up connected really well with him getting visions of what's happening with the other team members and what Merlin is going to be doing. I also definitely want to see more of Khalid and Kurt Langstrom just working together, and the banter they have is just fantastic, and I like that sort of combination of magic and science. I thought that was really great, and I like the whole Professor Man-Bat thing that Kurt has going on right now. It's a lot of fun. David Marquez and Zumbado continue their stellar artwork, with David kind of doing an action light issue this week with a bit more of characters conversing and a bit more character development, but it didn't stop him from doing some really fun paneling and page spreads, with one where Black Canary again blasts the villain away and we get all these sort of circles forming a kind of multiversal chain which you'd see on like the cover of Crisis of Infinite Earths or something like that, which I thought was a really neat sort of reference. Zumbado meanwhile definitely got the most creative thanks to him actually having to draw the comic book strip which he would then use to construct the artwork, so it's kind of like an Ouroboros kind of eating itself and sort of coming back on itself. It's really quite awesome, and on top of that he gave us just beautiful renderings of stuff like the Tower of Fate, which look fantastic the way he draws it. Justice League issue 63 was another fun issue that finishes up one of the stories for now, while Justice League Dark's story takes some interesting and even more creative twists and turns, leading to an issue that has a good smattering of character drama, intrigue, and action. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Justice League issue 63 finds Naomi awakening in the Hall of Justice Medbay, finding screens in front of her depicting their battle with Zumbado. She feels her anxiety building as Black Canary comes by, asking if she wants to talk about it. Naomi asks if she's under arrest for disobeying orders, but Dinah doesn't see it like that. Naomi realizes that when she was last awake, she was losing her shape and her hands were turning into vapor, wondering if she would die. Canary doesn't know that since she just screams at people and does karate, so she turns things over to Kellex. The robot says that Naomi's vitals are all normal and all vibrational anomalies have dissipated. Canary asks her what happened back there, so Naomi thinks the technical term is she lost it. Sometime before, Naomi and the Justice League confront Zumbado, who is glad that Naomi brought her friends this time. Naomi remembers that she was on her broken homeworld confronted by the man who destroyed it, so her powers begin flaring up thanks to the world again, and her body wasn't doing what she wanted it to. As Aquaman tries to get everyone to listen to Flash and leave, Naomi rushes the villain, attacking him as Hawkgirl's mace begins reacting again to the world. Naomi and Zumbado's powerful blows knock each other back, leaving Hippolyta to catch the falling Naomi as the nth metal in Kendra's mace continues to freak out thanks to Zumbado. Naomi recovers and comes back to avenge her dead parents, but Hawkgirl gets there first, smashing the villain in the face with the powered up mace. Naomi falls back to the ground as Black Adam and Hippolyta team up to beat Zumbado down. Superman tries to get Naomi and the other heroes to leave through Flash's portal, but Naomi throws the weakened Superman off of her, immediately realizing what she had done to the weakened man as Aquaman throws Clark through the Flash's portal, and the people left on the destroyed world watch as the battle unfolds. Black Adam finds Brutus, electrocuting the villain in the name of his people as Zumbado tries to find Naomi, but the girl is taken by Hippolyta as Black Canary uses her souped-up scream to blast the villain into the sky. The Flash says that the portal is closing as the team wonder where Batman is. The hero soon arrives with a package in hand, telling them to close the portal as he and the other heroes dive through it, with Naomi passing out as she is pulled through. In the present, Naomi asks Diana if she's ever lost it, and the woman says she definitely has, but she knows that this is new to the young girl. Soon the League arrive, asking how she is, but the girl says she has no idea how she is, wondering how long it is until they can go back to her world, asking if they can do it without her body falling apart this time. Flash knows that they will eventually find a way back to her world, but the entire mission showed them how much they don't know about it. He apologizes for botching the portals as Naomi knows that she has to help her people. Superman says that right now there is no safe way to get to her homeworld, and Batman knows even if they could, Naomi is nowhere near ready for a mission of that size since she bombed hard on this one. Oliver can see that Batman is doing his tough as nails routine, but Naomi knows that the Dark Knight is right. Superman and Flash promise her that they will find a way back there, but they didn't even know it was there and what the world was, thinking that it was part of another entire multiverse or a new doorway to a new space-time alteration. Aquaman says that while they figure it out, they will train her and show her how to maximize Naomi's new self and help her with her stress levels. Naomi just wants to get back to her homeworld, wondering if she can call her mother as Superman knows that she's going through what they call the pull. He says that there are 52 different universes in the known multiverse, but maybe there are more and each one has its own issues, and some of them have doppelgangers of them and they have come face to face with living embodiments of their worst nightmares or even their worst selves. Kendra says that the heroes all know how she feels as Naomi asks what the pull is. Superman says that the pull is to help everyone everywhere on all of these worlds, and just by knowing they exist, they feel the pull to help them all. Hawkgirl says that they help everyone they can, everywhere they can, as Superman says while today was messy, it showed Naomi's world some hope, and hope motivates. Oliver says that it's true since he motivates the hell out of people, and Black Canary can back him up on that, as Naomi says she wants to know the minute they can get back to her world, but Aquaman knows Zumbado is coming for them, but Batman says he won't be, not without his strange cube device he stole from the villain. Back on Naomi's homeworld, Brutus is dumped in front of the drunken McMurph by Zumbado, who asked if Brutus was her partner. The woman confirms he was, as the villain knows that they went behind his back and her big brain found a way to the new world of his. Zumbado wants to see how she did it, but McMurph knows that he won't like this, but a guy with pointy ears took all of her tech and trashed her life's work and lab. Zumbado doesn't like that answer, wanting the tech, but the woman reiterates that the Batman stole it. She is ordered to make it again, but tells Zumbado that it took her a long time to cobble together the resources she needed, knowing the villain knows that all too well since he's the one who made resources scarce in the first place. Zumbado wants her to give him a list of what she needs, since he'll get it for her as long as she gets him to the other world. He says that her betrayal is forgiven as he leaves her and Brutus alive. Zumbado tells her that when Brutus wakes up and if his brain isn't broken, she is to tell him that they need to partner up on the Justice League, and they will all need to band together to take the world. Above the Hall of Justice, Superman comes to meet Black Adam, who tells the hero that this entire area used to be Cowland. Adam isn't sure what the hero wants from him, so Clark tells him he wants to offer him a place on the Justice League, shocking Adam. Clark says that he is one of the greatest powers of this or any generation, and with it comes an obligation to the world, and not just the people of Karnak, but all people on the world. Adam thinks that Superman wants him to be like him, but Superman says he wants him to be better than him, offering him a partnership so everyone can get to their better selves. Hippolyta joins them, remembering how the area used to be all cows, as she says that she was just leaving. Adam says that he knows that they have a personal history together and it's frustrating, and they are old enough to know that words mean almost nothing, but he wants to be given the opportunity to show her that he can do better. Black Adam leaves, as in the hall, Flash asks if Kendra has ever seen her nth metal mace react that way, but the woman hasn't, as Naomi calls her mother, telling her that she's in the Hall of Justice with the heroes. Batman meanwhile talks with Oliver, curious about who is paying for the Hall of Justice and who is keeping it running. Oliver likes when he is asked a question Batman already knows the answer to, wanting to actually talk to Bruce about that, since after Leviathan took down the intelligence agencies of the world no longer was in a position to finance the Hall of Justice, so Oliver took care of it with his own money, and he knows Bruce is cash poor at the moment, so he doesn't have to worry since he's got this one. He knows the plus side is that they answer to no one, but Batman thinks that freedom is expensive, but Oliver knows that it's worth it. But if it makes Batman's sleep any easier, he tells Bruce to keep an eye on it all, and if something seems wrong, he needs to do what he does. Naomi comes to see the team, wanting to apologize for losing it thanks to not having much experience on battlefields. She tells him that she's going to go, as Kendra says that she doesn't need to apologize since it was extenuating circumstances, and Arthur knows that she'll get another shot at Zumbado. Batman says that when she does, they'll be there behind her, and Oliver knows she keeps thinking that they are mad at her, but what they have been trying to do is welcome her into the Justice League. With her formal introduction out of the way, Naomi McDuffie heads home to tell her parents the exciting news. Inside the Library of Babel, the Justice League Dark are given in the information they need, told to clear out of the library, the man of pages wanting to be sent back to the silent turning of the pages. John knows that collapsing a new reality is easy, with the team wondering how he intends to actually do that and undo Merlin's spell. John says that there is no need to, since he's turned fiction into reality, so all they need to do is tell their own story with it. Getting a pen out, John begins writing, and soon the team are teleported into this script of the comic book they are in. Zatanna knows this was risky and hopes that John is aware of these risks because magic always comes with a price, wishing that he would remember that, but John knows the risk, knowing that it was worth the cost to see Merlin's magic eating its own tail. Jason Blood thinks that this is an elegant solution, but Ragman doesn't know how they're getting out of there, but John says the old-fashioned way, showing them a key as he turns the page, allowing them to enter Ragman's bookshop again. Rory is tired from keeping up with the world's greatest magician, as Jason doesn't even think he broke a sweat doing all those spells. Bobo knows now they can begin to try and stop him and find out what he wants, but Zatanna says that they will have to ask him when they find him, knowing that they have to warn Atlantis, and she'll go and get the word out to Aquaman. Jason knows that this is futile since he is the smartest enemy that any of them have ever faced, and now he has the book. The team ask if he's got a better idea, so Jason says he does, wanting to use the idea that Merlin has been ahead of them against him, knowing they need something to give them an edge and something that will get them ahead. At the Tower of Fate, Khalid hopes that Kirk's work will do the job, and Man-Bat knows that they are trying to jumpstart one of the world's most powerful magical artifacts by stimulating the energy wave it gave off. So it's all up in the air right now. Kirk knows that his theory is that when Kent Nelson used the helm against the Upside Down Man, the energy that passed through it scrambled it, and that is why they are trying to sift through all of that noise. Khalid stops the Doctor from his rants, hoping that it will just work, but the man doesn't know since he's a biologist. Khalid and Kirk get ready, throwing the switches, and lightning hits Khalid and the helmet. Khalid sees so much through the various flashes and pain he feels, but he sees three distinct images. One of a vision of himself in the sands of Ur near giant Zugat, a vision of the fall of the Tower of Fate watched on by some sorcerers, and the third one of a young woman out of time and at the doorsteps of a condemned cathedral. The image of the woman lingers in Khalid's mind as in Gotham City, Elnara is called to by the church, barely able to hear the voice that drew her there. She heads inside as the voice tells her to find them quickly. Inside, she finds a cult who know that the man was speaking with someone on the outside. The leader heads off to deal with the old man as the red-robed cult descend on Elnara, who takes up a weapon, telling the men exactly who she is and how they will surrender to her or she'll deliver them the most painful divine justices. In the ceiling above them, Batman watches the fight unfold, smiling at Elnara's boastfulness.